This is the director of Final Fantasy 14, producer of Final Fantasy 16, and there was an article, and he says something that I find kind of silly personally for me. I've always enjoyed it when like, when I had a Nintendo 64 and like the GameCube came out, I wasn't like, "Oh man, this sucks." I was like, "Bro, this is great." Bro, look at Smash Brothers Melee on the GameCube. Look at Metroid Prime. Look at fucking Luigi's Mansion. That's what I thought. When the Wii came out and the Wii was like, look at Wii Sports. I was like, wow, look at you, look at what you can do with all the waggle. You can waggle the controller, right? I was like, that's really cool. I didn't go, oh man, now there's a new thing. When the fucking iPhone came out, I didn't go, oh no, wow, now there's a phone with a big screen and it's really popular. This sucks. My flip phone is useless now. It was like, no, bro. It was like, fuck yeah, dude. I'm glad they made this. So some people have this attitude of like, no, no, please, no more new technology. No more new technology because like, I don't know. I want to be an old technology forever. Like, I don't know, man. But that's how it is. So this article here is that there's no need for the PlayStation 6 and Xbox Next. Very much like the person I just described, right? From a gamer's perspective, says Final Fantasy 14 director. And to that I say, no. No, fuck you. No, that's like saying, by the way, that's like saying if you have a PC and you have like a GTX 1080, which is, able to run games, or like a 1080 Ti, that there's no need for you to like upgrade. Like there's no need for like, and I mean, there's no need too is like, well, there's no need for any console. There's no need for consoles to exist. There's no need for gaming to exist. You don't need that. Humans need air, oxygen, right? They need water. They need shelter. They don't need gaming. They don't need any of this sort of stuff. So it's like need but want, I would say, want, I would want a PlayStation 6. Absolutely. And an Xbox Next. I do. Especially, they're supposed to be coming out in 2027. That's where all the rumors are pointing out right now. That's 7 years after the PlayStation 5 came out, man. You had a kid when the PlayStation 5 came out. That kid is a 7-year-old at that point in time. That's a long fucking time, bro. Come on. So from a gamer's perspective, there's no need for the PlayStation 5 or Xbox next generation system, according to Final Fantasy XIV's director. Asked about the next generation of consoles and the possibility of Final Fantasy XIV launching on them, in a fresh interview posted by Feed for Gamer, Yoshi-P confirmed there's always the possibility of a game launching on new platforms, as his aim is to make the game accessible to as many people as possible. With recent platforms coming with very high specs, the team's work is considerably easier than in the past, so any new hardware released is definitely a positive in this regard. From a gamer's perspective, however, there's no need for a PlayStation 6 and the Xbox next generation system, Yoshi-P added. Right now, the Final Fantasy XIV director feels that people are happy with the current generation system, highlighting how the price of new hardware will likely play a factor in this sentiment. And so this is Final Fantasy XIV. So I am going to pick this up here and copy this so we can take a look at it over here. And there we go. Okay. And so this is his last game. This is the game that he made on PS5. And what I think is funny, this is the PC version, by the way, running on a 4090. so yeah. And what I think is funny is this game on PS5 runs poorly. This is a 720p game. This game runs at like PS3 and Xbox 360 level resolutions on a PS5. It's a good looking game, but it's a blurry game. You try to play at 60 FPS, it doesn't hit 60 FPS very well. And it's like, it makes you go like, how is it that you're running this on a PS5 and a Series X at 720p and you can't even hit reliably 60 FPS? You're dropping to like freaking 45 FPS and stuff like that. Like, how is this? Oh, I know why. It's because the hardware is just not powerful enough. Because if you play this on PC and you play this on more powerful hardware, all of a sudden you're running this game, way higher. You're running this game at like 90 FPS. You're running this game at like 100 FPS. So it's like, if you want this experience and you want it on consoles and you want it to run better, there's no choice but the PlayStation 6. Because, by the way, the PlayStation 5 Pro doesn't fix this game. You know? It's improved, but it still has issues. So, I think it's a matter of, like, are you satisfied? I mean, there's people that are satisfied right now being on PlayStation 4. There's kids right now that are playing on a PlayStation 4 and they're playing Fortnite and only Fortnite. There's people that are playing only Overwatch. They're playing these free-to-play games. They're playing only Roblox, only Minecraft. And they're perfectly happy on their PlayStation 4. And that's totally fine. In fact, I was thinking to myself, I was playing Dark Souls, and I was thinking to myself, dude, I kind of want to play Demon Souls. Not the new one, because I do have the new one for PS5, but I want the original. I like the one that's made by From. Even though I bought it for PS5, I kind of don't like some of the look of it. It looks kind of like it doesn't look From-like. Like it doesn't have those From design, like that art style and that design sensibility.
Goblins.
Like some of the stuff on that game looks like it's like it was made by the World of Warcraft team. Like they look like this belongs in World of Warcraft, you know, in terms of art style. So I was thinking about bringing out my PS3 and like playing some Demon Souls, you know, and it's like in that respect, bro, the PS3 is fine. I mean, Demon Souls runs like shit on PS3, but hey, I'm still playing it. It's still gonna play. I mean, I would still be able to beat it on PS3. And it's kind of like when you lower your standards like that and you go, yeah, this is passable. Of course, you know, anything is fucking fine, dude. I could play Monopoly with my friends and I'll be having fun. I don't need like a fucking HD TV, a 4K TV, and like a PlayStation 6 and like, you know, or a 5090 or whatever. Yeah, sure. But the thing is that when you have games like this that run poorly and run at PlayStation 3 level resolutions and still can't manage to keep 60 FPS, you are going to need better hardware to get a better experience. And I don't think you should, like, you know, slow down the process of... I don't think that the PS5 should have been canceled because there's, like, kids that are happy playing on their PS4s. In that same respect, I don't think that there's, like, the PS6 should be canceled because there's people that are fine playing on PS5. If you're enjoying this video and you'd like to see bigger and better content, the only thing you need to do is hit subscribe and like, and I'll take care of the rest. And the good thing about this is that cross-gen is becoming a bigger and bigger thing. You're having more games that are being played on a wide range of platforms. There's games that are like, a lot of the games that come out now are playable on a 2060. On a 2060 on PC. That came out in like 2018. On a 2070, you know? Like, that's 2018 hardware. That's, what, 6 years old? You know? Almost 7 years old, and it's still running all these games fine, right? But yet still, you have all these people that are buying, if you go to Steam, that the most popular card is not a 2060. It's not a 1660, you know, from way back in the day. It's not a 1060. It's a 4060. It's not even a 3060. It's a 4060. When did the 4060 came out? In 2022. So obviously, people are still upgrading. They're still getting something better. And I think consoles are going to eventually need something better than the PlayStation 5 standard that isn't the PS5 Pro. Especially considering the PS5 Pro doesn't solve the CPU problems that the PlayStation 5 has. It's the same CPU. So if you have CPU problems in a game, it's not going to fix it. So yeah, I think that we should want technology to improve. We should want new hardware to come out, especially when it's ready. The PlayStation 5 specs have already been leaked for a while. The chip is taping out this year at TSMC and the TSMC's foundry. So it's on track for a release 2 years from now. Release date. And it's going to have a Zen 6 CPU, and it's going to have an RDNA 5 GPU. And there's going to be a home version, like home PS5, and there's going to be PS6. There's going to be a second version of the PS6 that's going to be a handheld device like the Switch 2. And it's going to be more powerful than the Switch 2, but weaker than the PS5. Like, the specs are right now like half as strong as a PS5. And it's coming. And it's going to happen. And it's a good thing that it's happening. And it's a good thing that it's happening around 2027 or early 2028. And I welcome it. Let technology continue to improve. It's not like the PS6 is like fucking gonna, like Terminator kill us or something like that. It's not like it's like dangerous technology. Let it improve. And if you want to release Final Fantasy 17, the next game after this one, and you want to release that game, you want that game to be played on many devices, have it be on PS5, and have it be on PS6, and have it be on PC, and have it even be on Switch 2 if you want it. We live in a cross-gen era, and this era is never going to go away. The PS5 is going to have games that are coming out. I bet you in 2033, there's going to be games that are coming out for PS5 still. It's 2025, and we still have games coming out for the PlayStation 4, and the PlayStation 4 is 12 years old. 12 years old. Think about that. He had a 12-year-old when the PlayStation 4 came out. That 12-year-old's 24 now. It's a grown-ass man now. So yeah, in that respect, I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't know about, I think we should keep technology going. So one of the things that he says as well here is that says that Naoki Yoshida says also touched upon PlayStation 4 support for Final Fantasy 14, which, by the way, Final Fantasy 14 is a PS3 game, which will continue for as long as possible. Although there will, it's a PS3 originally game. It's not on PS3 now. After the third expansion, after Stormblood, the second expansion, they moved the game to PS4 only, and they're gonna eventually move the game to PS5 only as well. It's just a matter of when. So this is what they're talking about here. He touched upon PS4 support for Final Fantasy 14, which will continue for as long as possible, although there will inevitably come a time when support for the previous generation systems will be dropped, mostly due to the console's OS and hardware regulations that limit data. Interesting. Which are already making plenty of games such as Genshin Impact drop support for previous generation hardware. So far, Sony has increased these limits for Final Fantasy 14 as the team requests, but they're already informed developers that they're reaching the limits from their side. What is this data they're talking about? So regulations that limit data. Interesting. So the end of support for a PlayStation 4 version of the popular MMO Final Fantasy 14 may be on the horizon. Though many may not feel the need for PlayStation 6 and next generation Xbox, as Naoki Yoshida highlighted, there's no denying that the next console generation promises to be one of the most interesting in decades. I actually think maybe not, but okay. As both Sony and Microsoft seem to be... Actually, you know what? This is true because of what Microsoft is doing. They're heading in different directions, both Sony and Microsoft. While Microsoft seems to be going for a modular design, offering flexibility that will compete more with pre-built gaming PCs, Sony will reportedly release a home console delivering up to 10 times the ray tracing. And that's easy. 10 times the ray tracing performance is easy as hell, considering that the PS5 has weaker ray tracing performance than a 2060, than a 2070 from 2018. So 10 times that in 2027, of course, easy. But you know what it's not going to have? It's not going to have 10 times more performance, like in terms of rasterization, in terms of like FPS and all that in a regular game. It's not going to be 10 times faster. Only with ray tracing. And a handheld capable of running current generation games natively. So that's the handheld that I talked about earlier. It's pretty great, man. One of the things to consider as well is that if Sony says we're not releasing a PlayStation 6 until 2030, we want to give the PlayStation 5 a 10-year life cycle. Microsoft is going to release their next Xbox in 2027. So there will be new hardware that's more capable and has way newer features, and it's way faster than a PS5 and PS5 Pro in 2027. And Sony will be giving Microsoft 3 years of like basically no competition. So Sony has to release something. They can't just sit on their asses forever.
Subscribe and like.